We are Rosemary, the demon assassin, death stealer of the shadow, and heir apparent to the undead realm, and this is the Battleground Podcast.
What's going on, you guys? Welcome back to another edition of the Battleground Podcast. You could be listening to this, you could be watching this, and we want to thank you for taking the time out and doing this. This weekend, there's a big event going down. It's in Nashville. Impact Wrestling Against All Odds this Saturday, 8 p.m. Eastern. You can watch it on FITE. You can watch it on Impact Plus app. By the way, if you want to go to my Twitter right now, @BattleOnAir, we are giving a code away to watch it on FITE, thanks to our friends at FITE. But there's something going on Saturday, and there's a lot of stipulations with one match, and it just so happens I've got somebody on the show with us today, and she kind of terrifies me a little bit because, well, I mean, there's a lot of going around, but let's welcome in Rosemary, the demon assassin.
It's because you've got good survival instincts, child.
It is. I think that's because my name is Battle, so I think that I feel as if I have a little bit of survival instincts somewhat. I'm not the fastest, so if you put me in a scary movie, I'm probably the first one to die.
You don't have to outrun the monster, just outrun the slower person.
I'll just break their legs. I've got a sting bat up here. I'll break their legs, and then I'll just be able to win. So
exactly, just sacrifice. It's fine.
It is. And there's a big match that you've got going on Saturday against Havoc, which we'll talk about that later on. But, you know, most of us here in the human realm had a little option during the COVID pandemic. You have countless realms at your disposal. What was the biggest challenge for you in the human realm during this pandemic?
It was so annoying that we couldn't go and do what we wanted to do when we could just glitch in and out of any realm in existence normally. Obviously here it doesn't affect us much, but it affected our human counterparts that we were trying to associate with. At the time when this pandemic first struck, we were allied with Taya Valkyrie, and she couldn't even come to Impact we had nothing to do. It was so boring.
Right.
Humans. Honestly, you're so disease-riddled meat sacks.
And that's the tough thing about this, but it seems like the light is at the end of the tunnel. Things are starting to get back to normal. Impact is going to have fans at Slammiversary, which we're super excited about. But, like, you know, you're able to glitch in and out, so you didn't have to really deal too much with all the crap that we had to deal with.
No, we did get a lot done, actually. While all of you were stuck inside, we went about moving the pieces around the board and making sure we were prepared for exactly this moment when the Hivelings were allowed to return to us.
And it was a great thing, and you're back in Impact Wrestling. And so here's the thing, is you got a big match at Slammiversary. Current Impact
against all odds.
Against all odds, you've got that big match.
Yeah.
If you're able to conquer Havoc, which is an interesting thing because it was added in the stipulation that if Havoc wins, she'll be added to the Knockouts title match at Against All Odds. So you've got a match against her. If that happens, are you okay with this being a triple threat match?
There are pros and cons to both, of course. When the opportunity was presented to us, the fact that it sort of landed in our lap that we got to have a challenge for Deonna Purrazzo's Knockouts Championship because we pinned her in a multi-man match. And she does not get pinned very often, whether it's blindsided or not. So Impact Management saw fit to make us the next #1 contender. Now, we detected a note of green-eyed envy in our compatriot Havoc, who we have been trying to tempt into decay and stop playing around with humans. We did it. We understand. It's a very easy road to get lost down, but they're not trustworthy, Havoc. You are not human, no matter how much you're pretending it. You hail from the undead wasteland. Come home to us, help us expand decay, help us protect the battlefield and serve the shadow the way we're meant to be. And honestly, this sort of sibling rivalry that we have with each other, you want a piece of what the demon has. You want in on this Knockouts Championship match at Against All Odds. We adore you, Havoc, but you will have to take it from our cold, dead hands. The demon assassin does not give anything for free. You either have to win it or make a deal.
This is some exciting stuff because, I mean, it's going to be, I mean, you and Havoc have a lot of history together, and this is not going to be another little just kind of paragraph in the chapter of Havoc and Rosemary. This is going to be an all-out, for a lack of better words of my name, an all-out battle on Impact this week.
We're not holding anything back on this one. And the fact that the match with Havoc takes place on Thursday in preparation for the title match on Saturday, that's not a lot of time to prepare. And Havoc is capable of dealing out immense amounts of damage.
Oh, yeah.
So this is a match that we want to end quickly and concisely and not let her get her hands on us too often, because she will leave us battered and broken for Saturday if she can.
So we're hoping for a 5-minute match then on Impact this week on Thursday night, right?
Ideally.
Maybe just like a quick little boom in and out, 1, 2, 3, and you're good. And we talk about Deonna.
Lightning.
What are your thoughts on Deonna as the defending Impact Women's World Champion?
Genius. Tactical genius. We give credit where credit is due, and she has beat us once, and it did come with a little assistance at ringside, but we certainly can't fault her for that. We've been known to utilize our allies as well. However, that won't work on second time on the Demon Assassin. We picked up her strategies. We've had a chance to see exactly what she's all about in the ring, and she did come up the victor, but now we know she's got minions. She's got a vast arsenal, and a lot of it being submissions. She's going to go for that arm bar, and we say, go ahead and take it. Rip our arm off. We're not going to submit, and we're not going to stop this time. And unless you have an entire army at ringside trying to prevent us from getting this win, which we would prefer not.
Right.
We will take it. We'll take any fight that comes to us. If Havoc gets added to that match, so be it. That way Deonna doesn't even have to get pinned or submitted to win the championship. So there is a little loophole there. But
that plays in your favor.
It does. We do like a little mischief. But we would much rather prefer meet her one-on-one, hand-to-hand, as warriors on the battlefield. Leave the minions in the back. The boys have their own thing to worry about on Saturday anyway with the Impact Tag Team Championships. And we face each other and see who truly is the better conqueror.
And, a lot of people that have been on this show have gone on to win some sort of gold after they've been on the show. So I'm thinking that the boys get the tag team titles. You get the Women's Impact World Championship. And we all live happily ever after in this human world, I guess, maybe.
And then Decay rolls into Slammiversary with the Hivelings returned to the building and to show our dominance in all the gold, and all things have come to Decay.
Which is going to be exciting to see fans in the building come Slammiversary. And, there's a lot of companies starting to put on a women's only pay-per-view, which is an amazing thing. Something Impact has done since 2013. What do you think the Impact Women's Division continues to be one of the best female rosters on the planet? What are your thoughts on that?
This is the place where women want to come and prove themselves, and it has been since the inception of the Knockouts division. There was such a wide variety of different competitors. You had Angelina Love, you had Gail Kim, you had Awesome Kong, you had Hamada, Roxy Laveau, the Voodoo Queen. So many different shapes and sizes and backgrounds, and everybody looked different. And there was such an excitement about the Knockouts division, because any warrior could be a knockout, and anyone, and you didn't have to fit some sort of mode. You just had to come and want to fight and want to prove yourself, and always get better and excel at battle. And that was very tempting, very exciting for a lot of female competitors. And it just has kept going along those lines. In 2016, we dug our heels in and made our home, our base of operations, the Impact realm, for a reason. And it's because the top tier competition keeps coming here to our doorstep to challenge us. And we never, ever turn down a challenge of battle. And it keeps being refreshed. We've seen, since we first got here, are we the only one left from that era? We think so. Gail is still around, but not active competition. Alicia Edwards came soon after. Let's see, who else? Havoc was there before and has returned. You saw the Kiera Hogan, Tasha Steeles,
You
Jordan
had Jazz coming
Grace,
back.
Jazz. Yes, exactly. There's something that you can't deny about the knockouts division, and that it attracts greatness and it attracts top tier level competition. And honestly, why would we ever want to leave when they keep coming to us?
And you know, it's kind of an interesting thing, and we talked about this before we started to get into the room. You know, you've got Slammiversary coming up, and I was lucky enough to be the voice of that promo. So if you want to go watch it, definitely go do that. And
Oh, wonderful
Slammiversary
job.
is amazing stuff. Fans are going to be back, but there's some little hidden Easter eggs in there.
One or two.
You had Chelsea Green was there. You had the Iconics were there. With the recent news about Ruby Riott, there's so many great female athletes out there that are going to be able to, you know, bring their talents to Impact, which kind of leads me into my next question is there someone that you have never faced that you would love to compete against in an Impact ring?
All of them, all of them. Anyone who wants to come challenge us is more than welcome. We try not to play favorites. You humans do seem to get so very touchy when it comes to who gets left out of conversations.
Everybody
So we'll
does
say everyone.
Everybody does get
Yeah.
marked out for certain people. I get
Yes,
it.
exactly.
I'm a fan, so there's certain times where I'm like, oh, I'd love to see that person. So
Yeah.
I mean,
and if you don't say someone's favorite, they're like, "Oh, well, you don't want to play me." No, shut
and
up,
then
humans. We'll fight anyone.
then you get the hate tweets, and the IWC comes after you on social media, and yeah, it's just not fun.
Honestly, it's just so much drama. Why have all this drama when you could just have battle and pure war in front of you, and it's so much more exciting?
And
All of those
that's
names you mentioned bring something different. If they were all to come to the Knockouts division, Chelsea Green, well, we knew her as Laurel Van Ness, the Mad Bride, or the Hot Mess Express, whichever version you wanted. But we do have unsettled business with her. And then the Iconics to enter Impact, a place that has a newly revived and rejuvenated Knockouts Tag Team Championship, and to have a seasoned tag team coming in, one that is often overlooked and underappreciated, and to be able to come in and prove themselves in a place where just the competition speaks for itself. To show if you are what you talk about, then come in and prove it.
exactly.
The Iconics, yes, the Iconics would be perfect for that, to add into more tag teams. And then Ruby Riott, or as we knew her, Heidi Lovelace, really never got the chance to prove what she was about. And we saw glimpses of that back when we used to do Shimmer at the same time that she was there. She is an unparalleled athlete, and somebody who the fans find it very organic and very easy to get behind. She has this aura about her that brings about so much energy into the match. We've never had the opportunity to face her one-on-one, and we would love to rectify that.
I think let's put that out in the human universe and every other realm that you've got. Let's have Rosemary versus Ruby, and maybe, just maybe, we could see Rosemary and Ruby go after those knockout tag titles if it ever comes down to, you know, her coming into Impact. Because the thing is like, you look at Impact's roster from top to bottom, it is stacked. And I would put Impact's roster up against anybody else's roster.
As would we.
And, you know, as being a TNA Impact fan since day one, every Wednesday night I was at the fairgrounds watching it, and it's amazing to see how things have gone from Wednesday nights to how everything has happened over the years to now. It is absolutely amazing to see where Impact is currently in this state of wrestling. And, you know, something we like to ask a lot of people is like, where do you see yourself after wrestling? What realm do you want to retire in? Do you think you'll impart some of your knowledge across the multiple realms to new students?
It's a possibility, of course. We would have to teach humans a lot more patience and listening skills first before we can impart our knowledge. A good general, of course, trains their troops and trains the next generation of soldiers to become. You don't just want cannon. Well, you sometimes want cannon fodder, but that's what zombies are for.
Yes.
just let them take the brunt of the efforts. But no, you definitely want to keep the battlefield and the landscape fresh for when you leave. If we were to one day finish up, have our last battle, be done with it, and retire to the throne of the undead realm and rule over all of its denizens as their queen, as we are destined to be. There needs to be someone put in place to take your spot as the general, as the sergeant, as whoever is meant to take control. If we were to just leave and not impart that sort of knowledge, and then the armies just fall apart, and then all of a sudden Impact is not the place for elevated competition anymore, absolutely not. It's something to leave. We came to Impact because we wanted that competition. We want to make sure that when we leave, Impact is still the place that people want to come for that level of competition.
For sure. And you'll see a lot of competition this Saturday, Impact Wrestling Against All Odds. It is on FITE, it is on Impact Plus app. And you've got your hands full, because if Havoc wins, she's going to be able to throw herself in that title match that you rightfully earned fair and square.
Yes.
And now it's kind of like Havoc's like, I want some of that. So I'm going to, throw out my name so I could be in there as well.
No, we understand envy and we understand pride, so it's not like we can argue with the fact. But let's put it this way: we're going to try to make sure it's one-on-one, because it's a matter of trying to chokeslam two of them, or having both hands free to put around Virtuosa's scrawny little neck.
And that's what we hope to see on Saturday. Deonna, I'm sorry if you're watching this, but I've got to see Rosemary win, because I'm not about to ruin the streak of people coming on and going on to win gold. So that ain't going to happen here.
Humans can learn.
I know. Another little fun thing that I kind of want to get Rosemary's opinion on is the fact that you now have Impact Wrestling trading cards, and literally sold out like that. What is it like to have your own trading card now?
We didn't get to see it. It was sold out so quickly.
I went to log in as soon as I did it, and it was like, sold out. And I was like, well, do I need to sit here and wait for eBay and pay above market price for these, or what are we gonna do?
Yes, apparently we're all in demand, aren't we? All of the microballers sold out immediately. All these trading cards sold out immediately. The tickets for Slammiversary sold out immediately. It seems the high flags can't get enough of Impact and just really want us to be back as much as they do.
I know when we've talked to several people, and they are excited that Impact is back. And of course, Slammiversary has fans. And well, if you weren't one of the several people that got on there and being able to get there as soon as you could, it was gone in 20 minutes. So you're just going to have to watch that on FITE.
TV it is then.
It is. So Rosemary, real quick, before we let you hop off, where can people keep up with you online?
Yes, it's all too important to spread the word of the shadow and the way things go in this technological age. You need to be able to use social media. So you can find us on Twitter at @WeAreRosemary, letting everyone know the beautiful dark words of the shadow and all of our upcoming tactical maneuvers. And then if you wish to acquire dark relics of the shadow as well, do feel free to visit demonxbunny.com.
There it is. Definitely go hit those up. And of course, we're looking forward to Saturday night Against All Odds. Of course, we'll watch your match tonight with Havoc. Hopefully you get done with that really quick, so you don't have to exert any energy for Saturday's match, because we need to see you get those hands raised on Saturday at Against All Odds. So Rosemary, thank you so much for being with us today. And we look forward to seeing you Saturday with that hand raised.
It was a pleasure, darling.